Today again we are here for a wonderful session, and today the topic is very simple. I have kept the things very simple because people are unable to understand certain terms in the vocabulary of spirituality. So we are coming up to the very basic topic of how professionals, how this can help in for professionals. So I have made some notes today, and I'm waiting for some guests to come. So I am new to this YouTube, so it might take some time for me to, upgrade myself in this factor. So, in case you missed on the links, I have shared the link again. So, please join us. And coming back to the topic, so we are talking about awareness today. How this awareness is created for a common person, for a professional, for anybody. How this is created. So, what we are going to do is, what is awareness? Awareness is the inner intelligence that observes thoughts, emotions, and physical signals. 1 minute. I have some people here. Okay. Coming back to the topic, what is awareness? Awareness is the inner intelligence that, yes, the inner intelligence that observes your thoughts, emotions, and feelings. What does this mean? That means you are not the mind and you are not the body. Then what it is? Then you are the observer who is observing these thoughts. Then there comes, you respond to the world with a quiet understanding always. Just a minute. So here this goes. You respond to the world through a quiet observer inside you that notices the thoughts, emotions, and physical signals. So, you are not the stability of the mind. You are the one who is noticing the instability. You are the one who is noticing the instability within you. And then comes to the levels of awareness. There are three levels of awareness. The people who are not aware of what I'm talking about, this might take some time for you to understand, but be with me till the end so that I go with the I make you understand the real topic. So first point is the reactive awareness. What life feels is external. Whatever we see outside, we just react to it. And then when we keep on reacting, the attention is pulled by the noise, the opinions, the expectations. Then there comes the survival logic. You think fast, but you don't think clear, and your reactions are very instant, and they are not intentional most of the time. What happens is, then we start feeling the guilt about it. We do something and then we feel the guilt about it. So then we repeat positive lines technically, because the repetition will compensate for the lack of clarity. Then the belief system has taken over because of the witness as a sleep. So reflective, now then comes the reflective awareness. Now once you have become reactive to the world, now you go back to that understanding that I don't have to react. What is there in me which needs to change? Why am I always so upset about the world? Because my focus is always outside. So that is the reflective outside, reflective awareness, where you're seeing the world as a separation from you. Then, okay, I have a message, 1 minute. Okay. So then comes the, reflective awareness. Reflective awareness is what? This is a turning point when we turn inside, and this is a stage, where as a professional you can remove this thought process of our identity and think from a different level. Now you're coming out of that autopilot mode. Now let me tell you, some of you are not aware of what is autopilot also. Early morning when we get up, we have routines, and we do go to the washroom, do the freshen up ourselves and do whatever. It's a routine where you don't have to think that this is what next step, this is what next step. No, you don't have to think. You are just so automated into things. So the belief system, which has always been in reflective mode, has now started coming to awareness that yes, there is something different I can do. There is something which can be a reflection of me. What if I am not doing in a same way? What if I am changing my impressions or thought process in a different way? So you start asking questions. Why my life is not changing? Why things are not different in my life? Why is it always a similar? And what should I do? What should I do to make a different point? So then, there comes the reflection where your patterns become visible and your assumptions lose your authority. And you start noticing many of your limitations were inherited rather than being examined. No, so now, you allow the possibility of the future that can expand faster than the past. So resistance weakens here because clarity replaces, and clarity has replaced the fear now. So now let us take an example. You want to become the CEO of the company. So if you start comparing yourself with the CEO, you will not rise. The qualification does not matter. Qualification may take time, but more important point is that your ability to shift ahead comes up. Yes. Pranam, Ramji, you can come on the camera. You shift, the qualification may take time, but the capability can begin now. So how does the capability begin? You shift yourself from proving, you shift yourself from proving to preparing yourself. When you start preparing, you think and decide, and as someone who is ahead in your current life. That is, you are seeing yourself as a different version of you. But now, in this moment, you are neither comparing yourself with somebody, neither there is any opposition kind of a thing. You are just preparing your skill set for that journey. So, the moment you operate from the expanded eternal capability, people start responding to you in a very different way. So, this is not a fantasy, this is alignment. This is called alignment. Now, we are not dreaming about something. We are not in separation of that something. We have started walking path of the same. It's a very pure example of me doing this live session on YouTube, where I am also walking the path of understanding how the things are going to happen. And every minute there is a challenge. I posted one link, then it got shifted, and I got out of the session, though I had to post another link. So there is a little bit of, again, alignment coming to me. So coming back to the topic, now there is got the third level. Now this is called the integrated awareness. Now this is the stage where you have already started catching yourself, and now you've shifted the autopilot mode to something which you desire, not something which has been regularly taught to you or regularly you have been thinking about. Now your intuition has become more clear and accurate, and now it is not filtered through fear. Most important is, it is not filtered through fear. Now the fear starts vanishing because you start seeing the world in a different level. Now you feel mentally expansive, emotionally ready, and internally anchored. And you stop chasing the approval of the world and outcomes. You operate with clarity, not compulsions. So integrated awareness is not a spiritual altitude, it's a psychological advantage. What becomes clear at the higher awareness? Now I'm talking about, how I am experiencing the world when I start elevating. So mostly what I've been talking right now has always through my experience. It has been through my experience. So, what I'm talking to you now also is again through the transitioning period, which I should not talk actually, you will not understand, but let it be. So, what becomes in the, what becomes clear at the higher awareness, that is your internal chase ends. Now you are not running after things, now you're not running after performance, you're not running after anything, you are settled in your mind and body. And now that insecurity of things going beyond your control have started, reducing, and you realize that your goal already exists as a possibility. It already exists, and you don't need to rush for it. You don't need to, you just have to align your behavior with the possibility, not force the outcomes with anxiety. You stop betting on fantasies now, and you are expanded, your thinking is clear, clean, decisions are very precise, and there is internal alignment. See how things are swiftly moving when you start becoming aware of yourself. It is so important. Understand the patterns in you, or maybe you have acquired from family, you have been seeing from everywhere, you've learned certain things which you see, which you think that I'm right in this, whereas very very possibility that, yes, to shift something or to want something, you have to shift your attention to a different level. So now you trust the invisible factors that shape results, and you cannot see a signal, yet your phone receives it. You become like that antenna. You cannot see that moral, yet it drives every team, and you cannot see the awareness, yet it decides the entire quality of life. The unseen is not mystical now; it is structural. Now, let me give you a little inner experience exercise. Now, who all are here, you can just gently close your eyes and place your attention on your hands. Close your eyes and place your attention on your hands and feel the subtle energy, the softness and the pulse. As you close your eyes, you know your hands are there. You know it. You can't see it, but you know. Now this knowingness, who is knowing this? Who is there present, who knows that your hands are there and there is subtle energy, and there is softness and there is pulse? Who is noticing this? You can come back. The answer is not visual, it is the experiential. So, the world which you think, when you trust your inner experience, when you start understanding that something which is not seen does not mean the possibility does not exist, it comes to your knowingness. That is where your insecurity and everything vanishes. You trust that inner experience. Now, when you know your hands are there, you don't need proof. Similarly, when your inner state becomes the evidence of having, that possibility which is already there, you already have that availability. That future possibility is there. So there is no need to be fearful about it. You don't need to be scared about it. You only have to align and prepare yourself. That is why I took the topic of awareness today, so that I can make you understand your own levels of awareness. So the more higher you go, the more easier it becomes. So the only point is to settle in this, human body. You have to understand that whatever emotions are going inside me are not something outside. They are not different from me. I am reacting to the world, I am reflective to the world, or now I am operating through my own inner experience. This is the this is the understanding and awareness. So when you operate in the present moment, there is no past and there is no future. When you stop connecting to the past and going back to shifting to and bringing those repeat exercises of the autopilot, now you're breaking your patterns. Now your actions are going to align looking at the future, and that is what is required. You know, when the internal desperation ends, the clarity happens, the clarity rises. So the inner desperation actions only happen now. And the alternatives which you have been creating, the alternatives, they start falling away. Your path becomes very visible because now you have that mental clarity that what exactly I want. Now this shift from striving to leading. Now it is shifting for you. And this shift, this shifted your thinking. Pause for 10 seconds before you move on. Every time. Let your mind settle for one pattern. Then no longer it deserves your energy. So identify it very clearly. Precision is your upgrade. Identify your patterns. What am I doing wrong? What do I need to do? If I have to become something, I have to align my actions rather than thinking whether this will happen or not, because the possibility is there. We live in a mental state, and we just have to understand our own self, that building inner clarity, that building inner structure, which is not a guesswork. So if you really want to join me for the next live session, every day, every week, we take one mental pattern, we break it open and rebuild it with tools you can apply immediately at work and home. Today you've created awareness. Now you can see, am I reflective to the world, or am I responsive to the world, or am I actually operating through my inner guidance? What is it? What level of awareness am I? This will help you to build your relationship within yourself. You are your priority, which is very important. Until every leader you see today has first brought that leadership in the self. So you can, until unless we learn to discipline our own self, we cannot integrate the facility with the people. So it is very, very important to understand it. So if you have got some value here and you feel that someone else needs direction, and do share the session. So clarity compounds when it is shared. So there is less of noise, there is more of action, and operate with intention, lead with clarity, and know thyself. So anybody has a question here? I see quite a few people. You can ask me. So you can join the meantime I get some questions. You can join the live sessions. We are having a wonderful 7 days life upgrade. And that upgrade is again with a little stories from the daily lives which help us navigate the world. And in the professional field, when you are having a lot of questions of stress, anxiety, how to handle it, how to do it, we have a small course where we start giving you those little insights and tools where you can upgrade your life. So, join me for that 7 days upgrade. We are starting from tomorrow, that is Monday, and let's continue. So, thank you so much for joining. I don't have any more questions, I think, and let me check. Okay. So thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next Sunday. Live session here only. And